Construction of Six Senses luxury resort progressing on schedule. Bringing you details to this story and more in the national report.
I think I decided. I want this one.
Excuse me. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Can you tell me why it is you decided to purchase this fridge?
Sure, because it's a lot cheaper, looks good, and if I should say, does the same job as all the others.
I see. Can I show you something?
No problem.
See what the sign says? It said this appliance uses natural refrigerants.
So,
This refrigerator uses green cooling technology with natural refrigerants, which is environmentally friendly and does not hamper to the environment and the ozone layer. Equipments like these will greatly reduce your electricity bill, last longer, perform better, and protect the environment, and will give you the peace of mind in knowing that you are doing your part in creating a more environmentally responsible world for current and future generations.
so you're telling me that this fridge right here may cost a little more now, but I can save on my electricity bill? It will perform better and last longer than this other one and have all the things you just said?
Oh yeah.
Remember, when purchasing an AC or refrigerator for your home or business, be sure to ask for the one that uses natural refrigerants. Go green.
Let's beware, let's beware. Cooling, going green, you hear? So the ozone layer won't disappear. So let's go green, using natural refrigerants. Let's go green.
With the details to the news for Wednesday, September 28th, 2022, I am Chrisanne Mitchell. Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Honorable Andy Williams, says his government wants to ensure that the people of Grenada benefit from major projects like the Six Senses Luxury Resort project, which is currently underway in St. David. He was speaking at a press conference on Tuesday, which immediately followed a site visit organized by project developers Range Development. The site visit and press conference were held to provide an update on the progress of the project.
When we give concessions and we make it viable for businesses to come to Grenada to invest, I call this a corporate responsibility, where you help develop the people in Grenada. And I applaud you for that. And I wish much more corporate or much more businesses or investors can do the same as Range. We are aware of some of the challenges that exist in Grenada. And as a new government, we are really pumped to face them and to make it more viable for Grenadians to strive. And let me just say that you have our commitment, and it's a two-way street. And just as though you want us to help you, we want you to also help us.
Construction of the Six Senses five-star luxury resort is progressing within schedule. Mohammed Asaria, co-owner and director of Range Development, says the resort is nestled in one of the most picturesque locations and will be the envy of the other two resorts in St. Kitts and Dominica.
This resort will be transformative for Grenada's tourism industry. It will mark the first five-star branded hotel in Grenada, which in turn will attract the most discerning travelers. Under the stewardship of Mr. Neil Jacobs, CEO of Six Senses Hotels and Resorts, the Six Senses brand has become the undisputed market leader when it comes to luxury leisure tourism. Neil, thank you for visiting us in Grenada today, and we're exceptionally proud that Six Senses are our hotel operating partner for this project. Ladies and gentlemen, Six Senses was named as the #1 hotel brand globally for the past 3 years by the prestigious Travel and Leisure magazine. We should all be proud and pleased that Six Senses chose Grenada for their first resort, not just in the Caribbean, but in all of North America. And together, we are going to ensure Six Senses Grenada becomes the leading property in Six Senses portfolio and the #1 hotel in the Eastern Caribbean.
CEO of Six Senses Hotels, Resort and Spa, Neil Jacobs, says the Caribbean holds a special place in his heart as he has lived and worked in neighboring Barbados for a number of years. He says it is gratifying to see the progress that has been made.
For me, this is kind of a very, very special moment to be able to say that we are about to open what will be, without question, one of the most extraordinary properties in the Caribbean. The physical aspect speaks for itself. The design is world class. But I believe that what is going to bring this to life and ensure success is programming. Some of the things we do is our relationship with community, it's our relationship with our employees whom we call hosts, and it's about bringing the values of Six Senses, which are a little different to many of our hotel competitors, to this beautiful place, to this beautiful island and this site.
The rather excited CEO says that though they are a medium-sized brand, there is a high focus on wellness.
When we talk about that, we talk about physical wellness, we talk about spiritual wellness, whatever each person's spirituality may be, is perhaps not the point. We talk about mental wellness, which in today's world, especially as we emerge from COVID, is a huge, huge problem, alongside loneliness, which is probably the number one ailment in the world today, given what we've been through in the last 3 years. So we will bring to this hotel programming around all of these elements that really ensure that every guest that leaves the property is going to leave Six Senses, leave Suggest, leave Grenada in a better place.
Also in attendance at the site visit and press conference were co-owner and director of Range Development Kamal Shahada, Honorable Lennox Andrews, Honorable Philip Telesford, Senator the Honorable Adrian Thomas, Senator the Honorable Salim Ramahan, along with P.S. Kim Frederick, CEO of the GTA, and CPI officials, among others. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development assures the public of the safety of Grenadian students in Cuba following the passage of Hurricane Ian. The ministry has been in contact with Grenada's ambassador in Cuba, Clarice Charles, who confirmed communication with the students and gave the assurance that everyone is safe. Hurricane Ian made landfall in Cuba as a powerful Category 3 storm on Tuesday, knocking out power to the entire country and causing damage due to flooding and high winds. The government and people of Grenada continue to keep our brothers and sisters in Cuba in our thoughts and prayers at this difficult time. Grenada's 2022 mid-year report will be presented at a meeting of the House of Representatives on Thursday. The supplementary appropriation bill will also be brought before the House. This bill seeks to make provisions for the appropriation of an additional sum of $194,702,991 to service the state of Grenada for the fiscal year 1st January to 31st December 2022. The proceedings will be broadcast live from 9 a.m. on GIS Channel 22, the GIS Facebook page, and YouTube channel. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Prepare for hurricane. Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
Government, through the Ministry of Legal Affairs, will implement structures to enhance the working conditions of people in the judicial system, as well as the physical structures in which they operate. 1 week after assuming office as Attorney General, Honorable Claudette Joseph met with staff of the various departments of the legal system and Commissioner of Police and members of his team. During the government's post-cabinet press briefing on Tuesday, she said two immediate outcomes of those meetings were improvements in the security to the physical infrastructure and personnel within the system and strengthening the human resource capacity. As part of the broader policy, Minister Joseph says government is also working to ensure that unestablished, temporary, and long-standing contract workers in the legal system are regularized. The Grenada Cabinet has given full support to the Ministry of Legal Affairs to properly staff the court reporting unit, which she says is severely understaffed. She also spoke of plans to enhance the physical space in which staff in the legal system operates.
We have taken steps to secure the very fragile information and documents housed at the vault of the Supreme Court Registry. Those are going to be relocated to a more suitable and conducive location. We are going to relocate and reopen the mediation center and the court reporting unit of the Supreme Court Registry. Those two offices will be located on the ground floor of the Clico building on Young Street. That building currently houses the high courts. So all of those functions will be in the same place, and I'm even happier to report that the mediation center will be now accessible to persons, easily accessible to persons who are differently abled, because the previous location did not allow for that at all.
The law library, which has been closed since 2016, will also be restocked and reopened. It will be located in the Millennium Building at the bottom of Gore Street in St. George's. Residents of St. Patrick are clamoring for an immediate intervention from government to address the breakwater issue at Mount Rodney. They raised the subject at the Ministry of Finance's parish budget consultation, which was held at MacDonald College on Tuesday. While the breakwater issue was addressed by the past administration, residents say the problem with the water has resurfaced. They fear if something is not done soon, there could be loss of life and livelihood.
I would hope through policy that the government do something serious about the effects of the breakwater in Mount Rodney. I mean, I had a conversation this evening with one of the affected residents there, and I know some work has been, preliminary work has been done there, but it is not sufficient. It is not adequate, and I would want to call on the government to proactively move, in haste, to mitigate the remaining thing that is there. Something has to be done speedily.
We need something, well, I call it the wall. It's a wall, it's not a breakwater. But we need something done about it. I was down on the beach 2 days ago. People are living 5 foot from the sea. It's dangerous. We've been promised, I was talking to the previous administration, they promised in February that the thing was out to tender. It would be happening now. I'm not seeing anything happening. Something needs to be done. The sea is in the road. It was in the road the other night really badly. And, we have to get something done about it. The old people are coming back to the Hilarion home. If that road goes, it's going to cost huge amounts of money. So, something has to be done, and quickly. I'm hoping that's the first priority for St. Patrick.
Other matters were raised at the meeting include the creation of programs to ensure Grenada is food secure, upgrading infrastructure, and creating employment, among others.
A lot of people in this country is unemployed. A lot of people. And especially young people. They are coming from school, from colleges and from universities, and they are They have the qualification, but there is very little for them to do. One of the areas that I would like to see the government implement a policy that would affect, it may not be a whole lot of people, but it will make a dent. If you start chipping on that wall to cut it, all the little pieces make a difference. The port is presently now secured by the police. It is time that the port institute their own security to take care of the affairs on the port and put the police back into the force to do the regular policing.
I would like to see a big boost into agriculture. I don't want to talk agriculture. I don't want to see figures on paper. I want to see it in action. Starting in the schools, starting with the 4-H, teaching children how to make compost and they could practice it back home. This is what I want to see. When we're talking about chicken, as a member of the Poultry Growers Association, we had a share, we just couldn't make it. In Trinidad, they don't import chicken. KFC buy chicken from the local growers. KFC season their chicken to suit them, where the money stay, right in Trinidad. Look at the egg production. Under the past crime ministers, we have been seriously defeated. All coming up to Cricket World Cup, we have farmers here who was able to grow eggs and meat to supply our country. But the past crime ministers, they give their friends right away to bring in containers of eggs and selling it much cheaper. Look at the cost of feed. What I'm telling you is because I have the facts of it. St. Vincent use Grenada feed because it's one of the best feed in the region. The government subsidized the cost of feed to encourage people to farm in St. Vincent. St. Vincent farmers are paying less for a bag of feed that make in Grenada here than we farmers in Grenada.
From the bus terminal to Chapel Bridge, it's over 20 years. That road has been very bad. A lot of all you here don't know about from Davy Road go up to over Chapel. When you reach around by the Great House, there is a ditch in the road there, which is a culvert that have been done more than 30-something years now. Tourist buses does be passing there to come up to Pitians and the other hotel sectors. It is a serious hazard. And over 20 years now, we've been trying to get that done. And nothing has been happening.
When you look at St. Patrick's have a lot of potential in terms of culture, sightseeing, different tourism attraction, and a lot more could be done. For instance, we have the most sites in Grenada. We have Leapers Hill, we have Lake Antoine, Livera Beach, the Livera Lake, we have other plantation houses, and a lot more could be done to boost tourism. Because when you look at other countries, they are developing the tourism market and sites. But when you look at Leapers Hill, as my cousin there said, nothing has been done to enhance the tourism attraction sites. Tourists come year after year and they see the same thing. I do taxi driving and I carry tourists around Grenada. And they come and they don't see nothing, no difference.
That story has brought us to the end of the National Report for today, Wednesday, September 28th, 2022. On behalf of the entire news and production team here at the Government Information Service, I am Chris Mitchell, saying thank you for joining us.